One of the things that I've discovered in comparing Criterion to Tubi is that Criterion, when it has its really obscure stuff, doesn't appeal to the lowest common denominator. It really does take a major turn at some rabbit hole and allows itself to be really weird. Where everything in Tubi seems to follow a high-octane rule of thumb, Criterion's title Frownland seems to have come right from indie purgatory. For the most part, the most boring, awful, inane part. Essentially, we're looking at a man who looks like Son of Sam living with extensive anxiety issues in a New York apartment. His roommate just likes to play very experimental electronic music while, ironically, not paying the electric bill. The main character apes his anxiety in such a god-awfully obvious fashion that says, "Hey, I'm acting," that really there is no immersion. No special effects, little actor chemistry, just something straight out of film school driving head-on into a wall until skin, skull, and skeleton are all smashed away. Yet, there are scintillating little moments in it that make me not hate deciding to watch it. It's a sad labor of love between passable actors, and the final sequence really does show how troubled the main character is, even if what actually happened is left extremely open. I really don't want to put too much more time into evaluating this, because probably 60% of it could have been edited out altogether and 40% tuned up. It is a very low-key slice of the isolated hell that is urban life, and admirably the surreal twist that it takes doesn't completely destroy that. There is a flirtation, even back in 2007, with the feeling of the backrooms, that is, liminal space. The sound and acting pick up a bit at the end, as if the main actor has had time to practice. Still, the end is understated, and I would say likely boring to a lot of people. I do like it because it seems to have filled in half of a percentage of adulting that I never got to witness. I can't remember which horror writer trash-talked H.P. Lovecraft, I believe, for needing an editor, but this work would invite an Armageddon of criticism. The only reason I believe it is still hanging on in the Criterion collection is that it is frozen in time, from a fledgling era of the internet. It could be more timeless and universal if it wanted, but this was just another way that it fell into the cracks, and I think any more of a generic approach would make it lethally boring and flat. At the least, the writer did flesh out the movie with a decent amount of dialogue. Not all of it worked, especially representing crippling anxiety. I would give this about 2.5 stars out of 10 for sinking as low to a 1 to a 1.5 before ending around a 3.25. Watch it if you're a masochist. That's all I'm going to say. This has been my review of Frownland.